The Wall Street Journal ran that erroneous article talking about there were trans whatever the hell on the inside of the rifle. That was a bullshit story.
I don't know. We're trying to figure out if the guy who killed one of the most prominent political figures in America had a political motivation. And he wrote these far left slogans all over the bullets. And he was homosexual, dating a man who thinks that he's a woman. So, I don't know. It doesn't take Sherlock Holmes. Pretty sure he wasn't a Burkean conservative.
His grandmother's on record saying, I don't know anybody in this family who was a Democrat. And what's now we're hearing that, according to reports, that he was a groyper. That is a far right Nick Fuentes, the racist, white supremacist, acknowledged white supremacist, anti-Semite. He apparently is a follower of him. Oh, this is also the guy who had lunch with Donald Trump along with Kanye West at Mar-a-Lago.
Did the president ask who are these guys?
Yeah, he just introduced them by first name. I don't believe that the president knew who Nick Fuentes was. And even if his last name was given, I'm not sure that the president would know.
And what's crazy is, remember, they were blaming the left, calling for folks to be fired, all sorts of stuff. But it's amazing how their tone has totally shifted. Now that a white guy, we tried to tell you, the left, the radicals, they're crazy, they're terrorists. What say you now?
And he was convinced that the shooter was a MAGA Republican. What are the facts? What do we know now? What is not even contested by the liberal media before they put their spin on it? The bullets that he fired and that he had chambered and in his magazine included multiple engravings. One was, "Hey fascist!" ! Catch, all caps, ! Hey fascist, catch. Seems pretty clear what his ideological motivation is. Next bullet. Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao, Ciao.
There were trans whatever the hell on the inside of the rifle. That was a bullshit story.
You take one or two of these things in isolation, much less all of this evidence together, it is not ambiguous. The shooter was very clearly, all of the evidence says, very, very clearly on the left.
Oh, Elon Musk, he tweeted, the left is the party of murder. But now we know it wasn't the left.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
But this guy, if he is the culprit, and the authorities are very confident they have their man, he's told us why he's done this. There's a lot of conjecture. The left is bending over backwards, trying to cast some doubt about whether this was a politically motivated assassination, when there is zero doubt, because the killer told us why he did it. He hasn't been shy about saying why he did it. And if we don't accept reality, if we don't face up to the truth, we're not going to get past this point. And worse than trying to cast doubt about what motivated this killing are those dishonest actors. Sometimes they're just dishonest, sometimes they're stupid. I really don't care which one's which, but they lied. They have fabricated pictures of the suspect in a Trump shirt. They've tried to cast him as some sort of MAGA individual, Republican, just because his family happened to be church-going religious conservatives. This guy is the black sheep of the family. The family have said, you know, he's been off the left.
There were people in his network, friends and family, who had stated that he had become more political, that he had become, at some parts, I believe some of his coworkers had stated that he had kind of detached himself when the topic of politics came up and walked away from them. Family members said he'd become more political, leading us to believe that this ideology had infected him and had taken over.
I love the latest. He was radicalized when he went to college. He was there for one semester. These people are nuts.
These nuts?
And what they did was, it was a total rush to judgment. Now we know it was one of their own. HBCUs getting bomb threats. We had nothing to do with this. White dude at a white college in a white state gets shot by a white guy. That's white on white violence. They were calling for civil war.
Well, as I just said, this hour will not be what Donald Trump wants it to be. It will not be a discussion of Donald Trump's pathological lie that liberals are to blame for the murder of Charlie Kirk.
I can tell you he didn't work alone on the internet, because it seems that he became radicalized on the internet. That's just by watching same things that you're watching and hearing. It looks like he became radicalized over the internet. And then something happened to him over a fairly short period of time. It looks like he was radicalized over the internet, and it's radicalized on the left. He's a left. I have a lot of problems with the left, and they get protected, and they shouldn't be protected. But as you understand, I think, very well from the tone of your question. Thank you very much.
That liberals are to blame for the murder of Charlie Kirk.
Do you think it would have been fitting to lower the flags to have staff when Melissa Hortman, the Minnesota House Speaker, was gunned down by an assassin as well?
I'm not familiar. The
Minnesota House Speaker, a Democrat, who was assassinated this summer.
Well, if the governor had asked me to do that, I would have done that. Had the governor of Minnesota asked me to do that, I would have done that gladly.
Just to make sure I'm understanding here, Republicans have been falsely claiming that the left is the party of violence, which elicits the same response from everyone on the left, that it wasn't the left that assassinated Melissa Hortman and her husband, it wasn't the left that bludgeoned Paul Pelosi with a hammer.
So by now you heard about the attack on Paul Pelosi, a suspect's in custody. Apparently he was a homeless illegal alien. He lived in an old yellow school bus. No truth to the rumor, it was Danny Partridge.
It wasn't the left that carried out mass shootings against marginalized communities like the Tree of Life Synagogue.
Spending time at the, going to the Tree of Life Synagogue, speaking with them. It just is amazing these things are happening in America.
National media quickly noted Biden never visited the synagogue.
When Trump is confronted on that point, his response is to say, and I quote, "Who? The president of the United States is either so wrapped up in his own bubble that he legitimately does not know about an instance of right-wing violence against Democrats, any instance."
The president is chiming in on this right now. We just got this statement from the social platform X of the president. Today is 79th birthday. He is talking about this right now. This is what President Trump says. "I have been briefed on the terrible shooting that took place in Minnesota, which appears to be a targeted attack against state lawmakers. Our Attorney General, Pam Bondi, and the FBI are investigating the situation, and they will be prosecuting anyone involved to the fullest extent of the law and such a horrific violence. It will not be tolerated in the United States of America. God bless the great people of Minnesota, a truly great place." So you are seeing major solidarity here from the President of the United States.
That's right.
And I quote, "Who? The president of the United States is either so wrapped up in his own bubble that he legitimately does not know about an instance of right-wing violence against Democrats, any instance of right-wing violence against Democrats, or he is so committed to the bit of pretending that the right is this peaceful movement and the left is violent that he's literally just playing make-believe at the prospect of right-wing violence existing. Either way, it is a wholesale denial of reality."
You'll hear this from the left. So it's not that this guy is saying this. It's that this is something we gave you the polls yesterday. More people believe the shooter was a Republican, a conservative, than understand this person was a radical leftist. More people believe the lie than the truth. The reason people believe the lie over the truth is because of liars like Destiny. Here's his claim that the guy was a conservative, actually.
Who shot Charlie Kirk?
A guy from Utah who was raised in a Christian family, who was a 22-year-old
white
dude.
described.
He wasn't
Destiny.
trans. He didn't have a trans girlfriend. He didn't have any trans influences. He didn't have any trans bullets. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys were wrong on all of that.
So raised by conservative parents just like you, Destiny. Here's the truth. Every single thing he just said is factually incorrect. That's the truth. He is a leftist. The shooter is gay with a trans boyfriend. And by that, I mean a boyfriend who says he's going to be a woman. That means the shooter is gay. He did carve or etch anti-fascist sayings, trans, furry, weird fetish culture shit on the casings. It's all verifiable. Everything that Destiny just said is dishonest. And here's the thing. It's same old, same old. You heard the same thing on CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, CNBC. You heard it everywhere.